Hello, I am going to present my work entitled Can we take advantage of time interval pattern mining to model students' activity? Done by myself, Oriane Dermy and Armel Brun. So in the state of the art, we often use sequential pattern mining on educational resources to model students' behavior. One of the current goals is to recommend resources to students from these sequential patterns. So from some observation of the student learning online, we retrieve some logs of the activities. And from these logs, we create sequence database. In each sequence, there is resources ID with the timestamp. For each sequence, there is a specific sequence ID. Then we apply on this database pattern mining method, where time is used to order items. Thanks to this method, we mine sequential patterns such that this to 1. Then, when a new student is learning online, we detect when he follows a sequential pattern, and from this recognition, we can recommend him some resources that are adapted to his behavior, for example here D or E. But with this kind of method, two issues arise. First, we don't really know which one between D and E is the most adapted to the student behavior. Moreover, we don't know when to recommend this kind of resource. Thus, our future goal is to recommend resources to students in due course. We think that by using time interval pattern mining, where time is included in patterns, we could be able to propose to the student more specific resources, more adapted to their behavior, and we will know when to recommend them. We will go further in detail after to explain this algorithm. But before using this algorithm to recommend a resource to students, we want to verify that this kind of model is efficient. Thus, in this article, we want to answer two questions. First, if is it relevant to use time to improve understanding of the student's behavior? And can we use time interval pattern mining to improve the model of students' learning? In the state of the art, sequential pattern mining on educational data mining are often used, and frequent patterns in students' activities are used to provide recommendations to maximize the student learning performance. For example, Dorudi in 2016 learns constraints of the order, variability and type of activities. For example, he detects that A has to be done just after B or A before B. For Chen in 2015, he discovers prerequisite structure of skills from data. For example, he finds that to learn a skill C, students has to know A and B. Frequent patterns are also used to detect high and low performing students. For example, Kinebrew in 2013 detects high and unproductive learning behaviors, and Overt Paper detects success factor in group behavior. The time information is also sometimes used. For example, for Company in 2015, he analyzes course and exam schedule. For Krauss in 2019, he uses time information to recommend at the appropriate time resources. So now let's look at the algorithm that we use in this article. We use prefix span algorithm, which is a sequential pattern mining method. It is a well-known method that mines patterns in depth first. For example, from different item sets that are frequent, we try to extend A, and we find that AB is a frequent pattern. Then we try to extend AB, but there is no extension, so we go back to node A, and we find another extension of A, AD. We try to extend AD, and we find ADC, then ADCB. Since there is no extension, we go back to previous node, and we find that ADE is frequent, and we continue that. So now prefix span algorithm is a time interval pattern mining method. Here again, we find that AI1D is frequent. Indeed, in the sequential database, we see that AD is frequent, with an interval that is included between 1 and 10. 4, 1, 4, 5, which is in the first interval. Then we continue to extend the pattern to the end, and when it is finished, we go back to node to continue. So now if we look the difference between prefix span and iPrefix span, we can see that we have the same kind of method to mine patterns, but some sequential patterns disappear, for example AB. Here it disappears in the TI pattern, time interval patterns, because there is no temporal frequency. On the opposite, some sequential pattern like AD is spread in different patterns, temporal patterns like AI1D, AI3D, when there is different temporal frequency. We call this this kind of pattern the TI form of a sequence pattern. For example, for AB we have AI1D, AI3D. So next we will call S patterns the sequential pattern, and we call time interval pattern TI patterns the patterns that have this temporal information. Now the state of the art is finished, we are going to present the different studies done in the paper. We first want to find the best set of time intervals to model TI sequences. Then, using this set of time interval, we want to quantitatively compare S and TI patterns. After that, we want to see if time information allows to have more knowledge about the students' future activities. To do so, we will do two studies. Finally, we will go deeper on the data by looking if TI patterns allow to discover some interesting student behaviors. All these studies are done on the same dataset, collected on 113 students during an algorithms and programming course in 2018. We work on 35 learning resources. There is 6,300 actions, and there is around 56 resources per student. What set of time intervals should be used to best model temporal sequences? To answer this question, we first look at linear type of interval, where each interval has the same duration. For example, for the first one line, the first interval is between 0 and 30 minutes, then 30 minutes to 1 hour, and so on till 12 hours. We do the same with a 1 hour duration and 1 day duration. Results show that for the first one, there is only 2 intervals that are present in the frequent sequential pattern. When we look at the number of patterns, we see that when patterns are split into 2 time intervals, there is a lot of detected patterns. However, there is few time information since we just know the time interval between items of a pattern are lower than 30 minutes or higher than 12 hours. The last one, 1 day duration, is the best one because it has the best horizon with the best time information since 5 intervals on 25 are used. If we look at the number of patterns, it is a moderate number of detected patterns. But however, the horizon is still little. Thus, we think about using granular type to have a bigger horizon. The first one are intervals that have an exponential duration. The horizon is 8 months. There is 16 intervals. The second one is the human intervals presented there. So the first interval is 0 to 1 minute, the second 1 minute to 1 hour, and so on till 1 year. If we look at results, we see that all intervals are used for the human granular type, and the number of patterns is moderate, so it's the best one, and the horizon represents the whole year. This time interval set will be used in all other studies. So we want to see if TI patterns quantitatively improve S patterns. To do so, we first look at the number of patterns when we put a minimum support equal to 11. For prefix span, we have a really lot number of patterns, 12 million, and for iPrefix span, 5,100. So the great majority of S patterns has no TI forms. When we look at the average and maximal length, we can see that TI pattern's length are about twice smaller than S pattern length. However, this length is still significant. In conclusion, there is numerous frequent sequential activities but quite less frequent TI activities. There are around 60% of S patterns that has one or more TI forms, which means they have temporal regularities that will be analyzed next. If we just want to replace S patterns by TI patterns, we will have a coverage issue, because many sequential patterns disappear with such a model. But if we want to identify sequential activities that have temporal regularities, this model makes sense. Let's look if time impacts the set of possible future activities of student. To do this experiment, we focus on the pattern set S1+, which are sequences that have TI forms. On this set, 70% have extended parts. On this 70%, around 70% have a unique extended part, so the entropy is equal to 0. The entropy of a pattern represents the degree of disorder of the set of its extended parts. So, for example, here we have the sequence who have only one extended part, so the entropy is equal to 0. There is no disorder. This sequence have two TI forms. The first one have no extended part and the second one have one extended part. Thus, the entropy is also equal to 0. But, since the extended part contains time information, this fact gives further information on the future activities of students. For other case, we compare S patterns with TI pattern, and we see that in average, the entropy of S pattern is really higher than TI pattern. The same for the maximal entropy. In conclusion, by managing time in patterns, it allows to decrease the uncertainty of students' future activities. Now, if we focus on the set of sequential patterns that have many extended parts, we see that 70% of TI activities are more certain than S activities, and 51% have the future activity that becomes certain thanks to the TI form. Now, we want to see if a little change affects the student future activities. To answer this question, we look at two pseudo-equivalent patterns, which means that there is only one change, the last time interval. And we want to see how much their future activities differs. There is 25% of the extended part that are identical and 11% that are sequentially identical. So, this small difference implies significant difference in the extended parts. So, the last time interval highly influences the student's future activities. We can consider that it is an indicator when activities diverges. Finally, we are looking deeper in data to see if TI patterns allow to discover some interesting students' behavior. We look there temporal patterns that are composed of only the interval IS from 1 second to 1 minute, and we can see that there is a specific skeleton. We can interpret this skeleton as the fact that students first quickly review, thanks to syntax and glossary pages, the lesson. Then they perform several lab sheets, and they finish with a clue and advice. And if we look at other specific time interval, we have other specific skeleton. So for all time interval, there is typical long activities with the same skeleton. And these skeletons are specific to the time interval. To conclude, we have seen that the best set of time interval is the human-like interval, that time interval patterns do not quantitatively but qualitatively improve S patterns, that time impacts the set of possible future activities, that time interval affects the student future activities, that time interval patterns allow to discover more sophisticated students' behavior. In the future, we want to apply the sequential pattern mining state of the art to time interval pattern mining. Also, we would like to mix S patterns with time interval patterns. Thank you.